GB SSD, and RAM would be minimum of 24 to 16 GB RAM, sir. So is that what you're asking, or like? I hope that
okay.
RAM would be minimum of 24 to 16 GB RAM, sir.
Okay. Thank you, both of
So
you.
is that what you're asking,
yes,
or
yes.
like,
Yes. Fine.
I hope that be minimum of 24.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for attending and giving this opportunity to us.
Thank you, ma. Next batch, Sai Surya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What is your okay? Who is sharing the slides, ma?
Me, sir. Sai Surya, sir.
You are only sharing the slides, okay? Yeah, you can share the slides. How many of you are speaking?
Only me, sir.
Okay, right. Please go ahead. Please share and go ahead.
Good morning, guys. My name is Sai Surya, and today my topic is on a system for object motion detection. Coming to abstract, in this work, we will detect the missing objects by observing each frame by frame, and send the notification to user. Basically, it will constantly monitor and check each frame. For monitoring each frame, we use structural similarity index matrix algorithm, and in this work, we are introducing 4 features. Basically, first feature is normally we can record any frame time by time, and second feature is we will detect the motion is happening between the frame and showing the user that motion is occurring to the user, and third feature is identification of face, which we will train our model by giving 300 pictures, and then we will ask the model to detect our face. It will detect with respect to the name and the particular age. And fourth feature is in and out. Any person is entering into in a particular room, it will detect the person is entering into a room and send the notification with respect to their photo to the user via email. And fifth feature is missing object. It will detect the an object is taken from any surveillance frame, and it will send particular image to user that this object is missing from the frame. So coming to existing system, currently system in our traditional CCTV camera, it will continuously record and detect each frame, but it will not notify user if we want to detect any person is entering into frame or any motion is happen. We have to use some algorithm. So in existing system, it is not there. And coming to disadvantages, we need to for any motion occurring on anything, we need to check the recordings, and we need to, for any person identification also, we need to see all the recording and identify the person. It also struggle to detect small objects. Coming to our proposed system, in our system we use structure similarity index matrix and local pattern matching histogram. This structure similarity index matrix which uh, take 2 frames and find the difference between the 2 frames, and compare the 2 frames. So by this we can say that so it will take from object by this two frame. It will know that object has been disturbed, the frame has been disturbed. So, and second algorithm is local pattern matching program. It will first train the model by taking some pictures of a user and train the model, and we can ask to detect the person name, and it will detect the person with respect to name and algorithm. Coming to advantages, it has high security, an alert system, quick identification, smart surveillance. It can monitor by each frame by frame. It can identify the face with respect to the name, and it will detect the motion and in and out. As I told, in and out, it will detect the person is entering the room and send the notification to the user. Coming to propose system, it will first take the frame as input and analyze the frame and detect the motion, and it will also detect the missing object and notify user. Coming to hardware requirements, so we can use Windows system or Linux system. Coming to hard disk, it can be 40 GB or above, and coming to RAM, it can be 500 MB or above. Coming to software requirements, operation system can be Windows 7 or IR or Linux or Mac OS. In our project, we were using Python language as a core, and tools use this Visual Studio Code, or we can use any other studio codes for the execution code. Coming to architecture, first it will ask for a camera access, and it will monitor each frame by frame, and it will ask for which detection. For example, if we want to detect the motion, so we can click on motion detection, or if we want to identify the person name, so we can go for identification. If you want to detect the missing object detection, so we can go for an in and out. So from taking by taking each frame, it will send to this algorithm SSMI or LBPV, that is structure similarity index matrix and local pattern histogram. It will train the model and display the output by sending users through notifications. The result we can see first feature is motion detection. In first frame we can see there is no motion, and second frame we can see that motion is occurred. It will show that the motion has occurred. And in and out, we can see that the person is entering into a room, so it will our model will detect that motion has occurred and some person has entered into a room and send the notification to the user. And fourth feature is we can see that the object and the first frame the object is missing, that a person has taken, so it detected that the here at the particular frame the object the disturbance has occurred to that frame, so it will detect that this object is missing from the frame. Coming to our novelty part, uh, nowadays in growing technologies, security concerns, we can we need this type of model, so it will record the frame by frame, and it will detect the missing object and send the missing object image to user. So this model takes pictures and anticipate whose missing object whose missing is the object is missing from the frame. So this model detect the motion and in the frame and provide the motion detection frame to the user through mail. Previously, some of these features were present in individual model, but this combination of all the model of each missing object detection and motion detection and percentage. In future enhancement, in future we can use advanced algorithm when come to face identification. As my concern that our model is not up to the mark. So in future we can enhance the model by using advanced cameras, and it will detect perfectly with their name and with their age. uh, Adding to that, we can more feature we can add detecting deadly weapon detection, accident detection, fire detection, and much more. And now I'm going to conclude that in our project it will detect the object which is missing from the frame, and by monitoring each and every frame and send that picture to the user through mail. And by this, any person can get an help that our objects are safe, and we can surveillance, and we need not to see our recordings from and we can save our time. Thank you.
Sai Surya, thank you. Wait, anybody is having any questions?
Excuse me, Sai Surya. Am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
audible? Yeah, you said out observe detect any precious thing like gold or silver. You're not keeping outside. You will be kept in the locker. So how you will detect those things?
Sir, we can't detect the objects which are inside. In that case, we can detect that person has entered into the room, so that in our frame that disturbance will be occurred. So as I told in and out feature, we can detect that person has entered into the room. So through that, and user can know that the person has entered, and unidentified person has entered, and so he can get the notification.
Okay, Sai Surya, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Huh? 1 minute. Sari is having a question.
What is the future scope of your work?
Sir, in future we can add advanced algorithm for identifying the face, sir. Now at this time our model is not accurate. The accuracy is 80%, sir. 70 to 80%. In future we can add other algorithms for finding face detection accurately. And also in our algorithm, the age concern is not correct accurately. So in advance we can, and in future we can detect the deadly, like fire accident detection or anything we can add to our models.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Sai Surya. Thank you very much.
Thank
Sai Sneha, are you there? Vamshi Krishna, Sai Sneha. Sai Krishna, na? Sai Krishna, Sai Sneha, are you there? Leru. Sai Pranav, are you there? Sandeep and Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
Sandeep, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
5L not, Sandeep?
Yes, sir.
5L not, Sandeep. So please share your PPTs. Next, Sindhu, be ready, ma.
Okay, sir.
Next, after Sindhu, Swapnil, be ready.
Okay, sir.
Sandeep, you can share. Okay. Are you alone or anybody is there with you, Sandeep?
Hello. Sir.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. So good morning, sir. Today my topic is fingerprint-based ATM system. Abstract. The main aim of this project is to provide a secure banking system Present we are using the ATM for banking system. The purpose of this project is to provide secured and reliable environment. When we identification and verification of a person is most important nowadays. So we are using fingerprint for the security purpose. The conventional methods like ID card verification or signature does not provide perfection and reliability for the security purpose. In this we are using fingerprints for security purpose for the person identification, which provides customer and the conventional banking and trading is facing a new challenge to carry a valid identity to the customer. When we come to existing system, here we are nowadays we are using ATMs in our country for the banking services. It is an automatic teller machine which provides financial it solves the financial problems such as transactions, such as cash withdrawals, deposits, and transfer funds. Almost modern ATMs and customers are identified using the plastic card like ATM card. Nowadays, persons are using personal identification number like PIN, which must match with the stored PIN number. The disadvantages of this project is system failure. Sometimes the scanner are subject to technical failure or identification of power outages. Cost effective, this is so much cost and exclusions. Sometimes when we come to the old people, fingerprints may not appear. We are using the proposed system of our project is we are using ATMs in our nowadays we are using ATMs in our country for transaction purpose, withdrawals, deposits, and transfers, or obtaining account information. In our proposed system, we are introducing fingerprint sensor, in which when a user scans their finger, if the user is valid or not, a biometric authentication seems to excellent solution. Biometric is rapidly evolving nowadays. These technology evolving day by day, and that is being widely used for forensics, such as criminal identification and prison security. Biometrics can be used to prevent unauthorized access to ATMs or desktop PCs, workstations, and computer networks. In automobiles, and biometrics can replace keys and keyless entry devices like door unlocking system using fingerprint. The advantages of these projects are it is more secured, and it is ease of use, and the fingerprints cannot transferable, and it is more it is cost effective. When you come to architecture, here first the user must register with the help of fingerprint with biometric sensor. The fingerprint is stored in this database. By when we signing or logging in with the help of these identity, if the person's fingerprint is matching, then only it gives the result. These are some flow diagrams and sequence diagram. The hardware requirements of these project is Intel dual core process, and at least it should have 512 MB RAM. Next, my friend Nitin will continue for the software.
Yeah, please conclude your project, Ma.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, please conclude your project.
Conclusion, yes, sir. The conclusion of our project is the execution of ATM protection is nowadays valid and it is very important, because in nowadays scamming of PIN is very easy rather than scamming the fingerprint method. So we are using fingerprint as our project mandatory development. In future, we will upgrade to OTP or iris development as well for more secure transactions for the customers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much. Anybody having questions?
Please summarize key points of your work.
What are the key points of your work?
So key points are mainly this is used for transaction purposes. For it is more secure for the transaction purposes for the customer. It is also useful for uneducated people to use fingerprint very easily for withdrawal purpose or deposit, or else viewing the bank balance of bank balancer.
Yeah. Next question. Yeah.
Hello, Surya. Am I audible?
Hmm.
Fine. Yours project is mainly on fingerprints, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Some people, even after registering and keeping in the database, sometimes it won't work. It won't detect. What alternative source for that security?
We are even generating OTPs as well, ma'am. Or else we have two options. We can use fingerprint, or else we can use as a pin as well. If the fingerprint is not matching, we can use pin so that they can use for transactions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you, sir.
Next, Sai Sindhu.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not able to share the screen.
Now you try.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yeah. Right. Continue.
Good morning, everyone. Our topic for Techno Carnival presentation is blockchain technology. So the blockchain technology was initially the base for the cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, which enables digital transactions without the use of third parties. This technology makes the task faster and also more secure than it has previously been possible. The main hypothesis is that the blockchain establishes a system of creating a distributed system in the digital online world. Now, this allows participating entities, whoever are involved in the transactions, to know for certain that a digital event happened by creating an irrefutable record in a public ledger. So with all the fraud-resistant features, the blockchain technology holds the potential to revolutionize various business sectors and make processes smarter, secure, transparent, and more efficient compared to the traditional business processes. In the simplest terms, blockchain can be described as a data structure that holds transactional records and while ensuring security, transparency, and decentralization. Now I hand over this presentation to Wangmai.
Now, let us discuss how the blockchain works. When a transaction is requested, a new block is created. That the block represents the transaction when it is created. Next, this block is sent to every node in the network. Now the node validates the information on the transaction, whether it is fraudulent or the authentic. Next, this transaction is added into the existing blockchain. Now the transaction is completed.
Now let's look into some major functionalities of blockchain technology. So transparency. So blockchain is secured by cryptographic keys, which increases its standard of transparency on data and information. Integrity. So data security is the priority of every company. Now, tampering, altering, and distributing data without permission is illegal. So blockchain removes that fear in the people by providing integrity. Cost efficient. Companies are investing loads of money on record security and maintenance, which is very costly and time consuming. Blockchain technology is cost efficient. Time efficient. Most financial institutions and companies are still moving with the old and manual paper processes where records are contained in registers, which are not secured for the long time. But blockchain secures the data efficiently by using smart contracts.
And the advantages of the blockchain are enhanced security, which means this avoids the third-party interference and which is more secure. Decentralization. Each and every node has the information and one node cannot have the whole authority of the information. Transparency. All the transactions which are done in the blockchain can be seen by the authorized persons. Speed. The transaction has the more speed than the regular transactions. Reduced cost. This can reduces the cost of the transactions. And the disadvantages are data is immutable. Once the transaction is entered into the blockchain, it cannot be tampered or it cannot be removed. Consumes too much energy because the blockchain needs a huge servers and this consumes more power and the energy. Future enhancements. The blockchain uses a cryptographic keys that prevents the fake transactions or the fake persons who can involve into the blockchain transactions. This reduces the cyber crimes.
Now we would like to conclude our topic. So with the blockchain, so with many practical applications, blockchain is finally making a name for itself in no small part because of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And as a buzzword on the tongue of every investor in the nation, blockchain stands to make business and government operations more accurate, efficient, secure, and cheap with fewer middlemen. That means third parties being involved. As we prepare to head into the third decade of blockchain, it's no longer a question of if the legacy companies will catch on to the technology. Today, we see a proliferation of NFTs and the tokenization of assets. The next decades will prove to be an important period of growth for blockchain. Thank you.
Yeah. What are the limitations of your work?
The limitations of our work is the technology is that the data is immutable. It means that the data once stored cannot be altered by any authorized persons also. So that is one of the limitation, and it consumes more power. So it needs it consumes a lot of power because it needs huge servers to maintain the information securely.
Yeah, it's audible.
Yes, sir.
While doing your transaction, your nodes has to be blocked. How you will work your chain?
I didn't understand your question, sir.
So while doing your transaction, any transaction, your nodes are blocked.
Okay.
So how the chain has to be worked?
Are you there?
I like, when are the nodes blocked, sir? Can you specify it more clearly?
Okay.
Hello. Am
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
What is the advanced version now trend going on in the advanced technology in the blockchain?
Now Bitcoin is the most advanced technology.
I mean, there are older version in the blockchain technology. What is the advantages from the previous version and now, right now, what is being used?
Before blockchain technology, they were centralized servers who have only single authority over only one authorized person can authenticate it. But in blockchain technology, the information is distributed so that the access is given to all the nodes. And also in the previous technologies, the data can be like changed and edited as per our needs. But in blockchain, we cannot do that. So that is one of the advantages of previous technologies.
The previous question, it was like asked, like if any intruder was there detected, how you will overcome that?
Okay, so since the data is transparent in blockchain, anyone can see it. Like whoever is in the is in the authorized group, they can see everything, like all the data, whatever is going on, even the flow of the functionalities going on in the blockchain, backend of the blockchain. So if there is any tampering or there is any alteration of the information, that is detected using smart contracts. The smart contracts will be notifying the authorized persons.
Okay. Thank you, Sindhu. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wangmai.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Swapnil, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Unable to share the screen.
Yeah, you can share now.
Yes. Good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. My name is Swapnil. I'm from CMR Technical Campus. Today, I'm going to present on the topic of sentiment analysis using Telugu Senti WordNet, which is under the guidance of Narasimha sir. So, what exactly sentiment analysis is? Sentiment analysis is an machine learning technique which uses.
Make it as a full screen, ma.
Yes, sir.
Arun Deepak, next be ready.
So, sentiment analysis is a machine learning technique which uses NLP, which is called natural language processing. So, what exactly natural language processing does is it understands the user inputted text or user inputted information. So, the NLP should able to understand the sentiment behind it. So, the sentiment analysis, what it does is it understands the sentiment behind a sentiment behind a sentence. So, sentiment analysis in low research languages and regional languages has become emerging areas in natural language processing. So, researchers have shown greater interest towards analyzing sentiment in Indian languages such as Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Bengali, and Malayalam, etc. So, in sentences, we have two types of sentence. One is objective sentence and one is subjective sentence. So, every time we consider objective sentences as neutral sentences, whereas we consider and subjective sentences as either positive sentences or negative sentences. So, for the example of neutral sentences is like he's thinking, he's about to think, he will neither do this work or nor he will not do that work. It is these types of sentences are considered as neutral sentences. So, for the example of positive sentences are he's a good boy, he's doing good work, are the examples of positive sentences. And the example of negative sentences, he's a bad boy, he's doing bad work, are the examples of negative sentences. So, with the existing Telugu Senti WordNet, so what exactly Telugu Senti WordNet is an lexical database. So, this database provides the information of all the vocabulary of Telugu words. So, in this project, we are performing sentiment analysis on only Telugu sentences. So, we have the accuracy of 74% and 81% for subjectivity and sentiment classification, respectively. So, the existing system. So, the existing system detects only the sentence which is only positive or either negative. So, it does not detect both the existing system. So, the existing system does not provide ratio of positive, negative, and neutral sentences. So, the existing system was not accurate up to the mark, and users were finding difficult to get which one is positive and which one is negative sentence. So, it identifies subjective classification where sentences are classified as subjective or objective. So, it does not identify both subjective and objective. So, next sentiment classification has been done where the subjective sentences are further classified into positive and negative sentences. So, disadvantage of existing system. So, the existing system detects only the sentence which is positive or negative sentence. So, it does not detect both sentence which contains negative and positive. So, the existing system does not determine the ratio of the words in a sentence. To avoid all these limitations and make the work more accurate, the system needs to be implemented efficiently, which is done in our proposed system. So here we built an application for detecting positive or negative Telugu sentences from Telugu sentences. So this detection consists of two parts, mainly two parts, in which first part we detect whether the sentence is objective or subjective. And in the second phase, what we does is we compare the words from a sentence with our database, which is Senti WordNet. So then once after we compared, so if the words in our sentence matches with the positive words in the database, then we consider it as positive. If the words match in the negative words in our database, it is considered as negative. If the words in neutral, likewise, it is considered as a neutral sentence. So the proposed system for sentiment analysis in our project has attained accuracy of 74% for subjective classification and 81% for sentiment classification in domain of news data. So advantages of proposed system. The system is very simple in design and implementation. This help in analysis of positive, negative, neutral of Telugu sentences. So if the sentence contains both positive and negative, our system is able to detect both the sentence, both the negative and ratio of. Actually, what it does is, if it contains both the positive and negative words, it takes the ratio of both the positive and negative words. If the positive ratio is higher, then the sentence is considered as positive sentence. Otherwise, it is considered as negative sentence. The system implements support vector machine algorithm. This is the algorithm where the comparison process is done to classify text into positive, negative, or neutral sentiment. So this is the architecture of our project. So where the user first, what he does is he uploads the Telugu sentiword database. This database consists of all the data of all the Telugu words and vocabulary. Then what he does is upload the Telugu sentiments, which we perform the sentiment analysis on. Then we perform sentiment analysis on Telugu, on those uploaded Telugu sentences, and we obtain graph of sentimental graph. This graph depicts how many positive sentences are there and how many negative sentences, and total how many sentences are there. So hardware requirements. The hardware requirements for this product is system architecture with 64-bit architecture of Windows or Linux, and CPU with Intel Core 2 Quad CPU with 2.4 GHz or greater, RAM with 4 GB or greater. So software requirements. The operating system. So in the conclusion of the project is the sentimental analysis can be integrated into various e-commerce websites like Amazon, where the customer tends to give reviews in Telugu language. So the seller can analyze the sentiment behind the sentence, and he can get the review of the product. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Swapnil. Thank you very much. Next, Arun Deepak, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here, sir.
Yeah, Arun Deepak, you can please start. I'm making you as a okay. Next, Vamshi Krishna 1255, are you available?
Yes, sir.
Next, you will be explaining. Be ready.
Okay. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Arun Deepak. So I'm here to give my presentation on quantum computing in cloud. So we're going to look at the opportunities and challenges for AI/ML. Okay, let's go live.
Make it full screen. Okay.
Yeah. So in this presentation, we're going to look at what is quantum computing, or what is cloud computing. We look at the challenges of both the worlds. And then we're going to understand the study of how an AI/ML solution can be integrated with quantum as well as with cloud. So a quick self-introduction about myself. My name is Apnuri Arun Deepak. I'm a final year computer science undergrad student at CMR. So my primary research interests lie in the field of quantum computing, cloud, ML, ethical AI, and data science and engineering. So let's dive right in. So this technical presentation is generally to emphasize the technical aspects of the quantum computing and show how does it interact with AI/ML engineering solutions in the cloud. So the major focus of computation is that of computing the data, which is generated at enormous rate at the stratospherical rates from various sources. So this data generally needs to be computed quickly in order to reduce the computing times. So if you look at the problem statement, we have approximately around 328.77 million terabytes, which are being generated daily. This amount of data has been growing ever since the dot-com bubble. Since the internet has started to be a major major tool for all the businesses, which we call as e-commerce. So this data must also be used to identify trends, patterns, and also used for performing complex calculations. So first we dive into the world of quantum computing. So quantum computing might be a very scientific fictional term, or more of a sci-fi term. But to put the same story as per the NIST voice, we know that it's a multidisciplinary field which comprises the aspects of computer science and quantum physics. So basically, it utilizes the concept of quantum physics such as superposition, hyperlevel theory to solve complex computer problems. So this is a history of quantum computing where it started in the year 1999, where the first superconducting solid state qubit operation was seen. Coming to year 2003, we have dual qubits, which comprise of a conditional gate for the first time has been set into operation. This is the gate, which is known as the pulse voltage gate, which is created using a probe electrode and a reservoir electrode. This setup is known as the superconducting Joseph tunnel junction. So SJTJ was the first operation conditional gate for quantum computers. Fast forwarding a couple of years later, we are in the year 2014. We see that the superconducting Joseph parametric oscillator has been constructed from the same gate. Then in 2023, as of now, we're going to look at the extraordinarily long coherence time on quantum annealing machines. So how does the quantum computer work? It works on the basis of qubit. So qubit, as we can see on the screen, is the basic unit of quantum information. So it contains of two vectors, z bar and minus z bar, which corresponds to the 0 vector and the 1 quantum vector in the 3D quantum vector space. So the qubit, if we compare to the classical bits, we can use either 0 or 1. So approximately we have only 1 out of 2 power n possible permutations can be used for any computation. But whereas in a quantum bit, we use both 0 and 1 in a superposition manner. So here we use all the 2 power n possible permutations for any computation. So this is how a quantum computing architecture looks like. We have two layers, one is a physical layer and one is a logical layer. So this the physical layer comprises the hardware layer and the logical layer has all the algorithms and the quantum processors. If you look at cloud computing, most of the today's industry, even in almost all sectors, be it quantum computing, AI, ML, financial sector, primarily run on cloud computing servers. So cloud computing, you can say it as an on-demand availability of all the computer system resources, the data storage and all, which are readily available for every user across the globe, irrespective of the time zone. So these are the service offerings in cloud. We have 3 different service offerings. They're known as SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. SaaS refers to software as a service, PaaS refers to the platform as a service, and IaaS refers to as infrastructure as a service. So we can see on the screen the difference of all these 3 services, wherein the IaaS has more flexibility than of a SaaS. If you come to the business offerings in the cloud, we have both public cloud as well as the hybrid cloud and private cloud. So public cloud, we have less functional, less privacy, whereas in private cloud, we have high privacy, whereas in hybrid cloud is mostly used for community-based applications. So what are the challenges of quantum computing? So not all technologies in the current market are devoid of any challenges or any issues. So we have in the quantum computing space, we have the 3 major challenges. The first one is superposition. So superposition describes a particle's ability to exist across many possible states at the same time. So if we can remember from our school level, a concept known as Heisenberg principle, that any electron in the electronic space might not have, we cannot determine its exact space and exact velocity at the given same time. So this is something similar to superposition. So during superposition, we can't differentiate the 2 vectors, the 0 vector and 1 vector in a single go. The second one is entanglement. So in quantum entanglement, 2 or more particles are linked in such a way that it cannot describe it in an independent manner. So if we see here there are 2 particles, that's this kind of particle A and particle B, they're linked using some sort of an algorithm or some physical entity. So if we cannot describe it in a single go independently. Next, observation. If you take the similar concept of Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that we cannot observe its velocity or determine its exact space and velocity at a particular time. Observing the quantum yield state yields in information, but results in the collapse of the system. Now, if you look at the challenges in the cloud computing, these are the major 5 challenges still that many of the cloud service providers are working on. First one is security and privacy. Next, we go to interoperability, where multiple customers and multiple clients need to be flexible with the given offerings. We have computing performance. We have portability of the cloud solutions to be hosted anywhere, any given platform, and the reliability.
Please conclude.
Yes, sir. So this is how we can integrate quantum with machine learning we take an example of a geometry test where if the geometry test using the quantum prediction advantage algorithm, if it's completely less than the number of qubits that is taken, at some conditions, at most of the conditions, the quantum algorithm likely fails. But if you use a data set which has a potential quantum advantage, any algorithm that is less than within these two the given ranges, that is potential quantum advantage. Now, if you integrate with cloud, many cloud service providers have built-in API suite which can enable to connect with the quantum solution simulators. They have a unified interface as well. This is one example using the Azure developed by Microsoft Corporation, where we have the Azure Quantum Workspace and as well as the quantum service provider, which has both gate-trap ion processors and annealing processors to work with. A similar thing is also present in the world's top cloud provider, Amazon Web Service Cloud, where in the compute environment, you can have instances which leverage either classical or quantum computing resources. And you can have a VPC endpoints to connect with various other solutions such as Amazon Athena, QuickSight, Amazon Bracket. Amazon Bracket is a proprietary tool for the quantum processes in Amazon. And you have the storage and data analytics functions. So if we can conclude the entire story of quantum computing, we see that integration of quantum computing in the cloud is a promising development that offers significant benefits to businesses and researchers alike. So it enables them to harness the power of quantum computing without the need of expensive hardware. In any generic setting is that you need to purchase hardware that costs around millions of dollars. You can use through cloud on a subscription basis. But the still challenges are like the limited number of qubits that are available in the current systems that needs to be improved. That means if you can understand the Moore's law, that as the years goes by, the number of chips on a semiconductor or on a microchip will be getting increased. So the same thing would be implemented in quantum systems as well. There are a lot of potential growth in the industry such as healthcare, finance, and logistics. So that's it all, guys. Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. Hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.
Okay, anybody is having any questions? You have any questions? Okay. Thank you. 1 minute.
What is the hypothesis of your work?
So the hypothesis of my work is that if we can, implement any quantum-based computing solution. So generally, if I have to purchase a quantum solution, I have to purchase it from a developer, a manufacturer such as Intel or Cisco. I have to set it up and I have to do all the patching on the work. So if I can integrate the same with the cloud and offer it as a service, like we have platform as a service, IaaS, PaaS, and currently in the new cloud paradigm, we have known as XaaS, which refers to anything as a service. So under the umbrella term of anything as a service, if we can provide something like a quantum computing solution as a service, it might be beneficial for those who are working in the field of quantum physics, where we have to deal with problems such as decoherence, hypervelocity, parameter tuning, and all. That's my hypothesis, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, Arun. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Vamshi, I am making it. Okay, sir. Sure. Please share your slides, Vamshi.
Okay.
Kaushik, be ready.
Okay, sir. Can you see my screen, sir? Hello.
Yeah. I can. No. Just to share your PPT. Yeah, right. Make it full screen and start.
Okay. Okay. Am I audible, sir? Hello.
Yes, yes, continue.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Today's my research topic is on the future of personal and professional computing with Linux as a daily operating system. Uh, this paper discusses the potential of Linux. It highlights advantages of using Linux over other proprietary operating systems and how Linux has evolved over the years to become a powerful and flexible operating system for various computing needs and innovations. This paper also covers the challenges that Linux faces in desktop space, and how they can be overcome, and how it can how Linux can be a mainstream operating system compared to Windows and other Unix alternatives. Uh, the history of Let's start with the history of the Linux. The Linux, most of us all know as a general server operating system or a professional operating system, uh, but it just started as a part of the operating system, Linux, as a kernel developed by Linus Torvalds in the year of 1991 as a hobby project. Uh, After some time, it grew into one of the biggest open source project and parent to many operating systems and many innovations in the space of open source. And the creation of GNU project is also the one of the main reasons of success of the Linux we see now. So why do we need, why are we discussing about the Linux in in a desktop in a desktop too? Because we have many other widely used operating systems like Windows and Mac OS. Everyone uses on their laptops, and most of the laptops and computers ship with these proprietary operating systems, but they do have uh, very uncheckable problems, like as a proprietary, they lack transparency and excessive telemetry, lots of tracking, mm, and ads recommendations everywhere, and limited customization, as they are developed by the development team of the organization to suit most of the people, but they are not tailor made and cannot be changed to your requirements. And most of us, while we use this operating system, we do encounter many problems like uh, why the search bar is here. It can be on right side and can be on left side. If the start menu is on top, it may be good, or status bar is on top, it may be good, or the volume bars functioning different. If they would have functioned different, I would like it. But we do compromise with this because we can't change this in proprietary operating systems. And one of the most affecting affecting problems of the proprietary operating system is fast fashion of operating systems. As we know, the Windows 7, every new version of Windows comes, uh, the old version will be deprecated, and as well as the old hardware. So we can see, in the if he would have brought a new laptop in the year of around 2018, and it would have shipped with Windows 10, and it is working just fine until the 2021, and the Windows releases newer operating system, Windows 11, which requires minimum of 8 GB RAM, and another hardware requirements like a TPM module, which may not be present in your laptop. So for that, you have to switch to a newer laptop to use Windows 11, or even though if you continue to use Windows 10 as your daily driver, uh, Microsoft may just deprecate it after 1 or 2 years, and you have no choice other than to throw that laptop and switch to buy a new one. Mm. So as we see the market share of the operating systems, the majority of the desktop operating system is ruled by Windows. This created a monopoly of operating system, which as we know, monopoly in any field is not good. It affects innovation, it affects the user convenience, and the lesser the competition, the innovation will be also less, and options for the consumers will be also less. So when we why does what does Linux does right? So that it can replace Windows as a daily user desktop operating system. So it is for free and open source software. You can redistribute it, you can change it, cut it, paste it however you like, and due to its modular nature, you can see your operating system as a website. So it has a front end and back end. You like the back end and features, but you don't like the front end. You can just swap out another desktop environment, and enter user experience can be changed, and the functionality will be same, and vice versa. And and this modularity also gives rise to the customizability of using your operating system however you want. And the most powerful feature of the Linux operating system is the command line. Uh, while Windows also have a PowerShell line, but it's not as interactive and featureful as Linux has. And many CLI tools that are very efficient than other graphical tools can be used if you want. But if you have a choice to also use a graphical user tools if you don't want to, and that's important. And package management. The package management is a process of installing or uninstalling applications or softwares in your operating system or in your PC. So the
Please
Windows.
conclude your session.
Okay. So the package management is done very right in the Linux space, because it uses a unified package management tools like apt and DNF and Pacman, and this also reduces us to efforts to search on any website and download a specific installer for the software. And Linux also support better virtualization softwares like QEMU and KVM, which are far more powerful in emulating the hardware. And Linux also has a wide range of hardware support, from the ARM to RISC-V and every CPU architecture that exists. And due to this open source nature, innovation and integration of new features, like if you want to integrate an AI application like ChatGPT into your operating system, you don't have to wait for a deal between your operating system company and OpenAI. You just can get an API and integrate it with your operating system if you want. And Linux is also developer favorite operating system. You can see it also has a 47% of a market share for the developers. And one of the major problems of Linux faces in daily desktops, desktop usage is lack of standardization. As we know, this the open source nature and the modularity of the operation of this Linux kernel give rise to a more than 600 versions of Linux. Like we see many distributions like Ubuntu, and many other flavors, and this lack of standardization given rise to various ways of solving the problem, which can be confusing for newer people. And support for the latest hardware may not be there, because the manufacturer should make in mind for releasing drivers for the Linux while they're manufacturing. And software reliability, like some proprietary operating system, proprietary software you would have used in the previous operating system may not be available in Linux. And of course, Linux is not well known for its gaming performance, but it is evolving. And a well-known company like Steam is using Linux as a gaming operating system in their portable gaming rigs. So if you want to switch to the Linux, what are the different flavors and distros you can use if you are beginner friendly, and if you're intermediate. If you want a hard mode of usage, you can see and select one of these more popular operating systems. And the the research paper is work presented in this paper proposes the use of Linux as a daily driving operating system and the implication of it. In this paper, the various features and limitations of the Linux operating system are elaborated. This work may guide someone to take advantage of the choices we have in this current operating system market and make their better use of resources and time. Thank you, sir. This was a conclusion. If anyone have any doubt, please do ask. Thank you for listening.
Any questions, Ma?
What type of background work you have done for this work?
Sir, I have read many research papers or previous research papers, and used Linux for a very broad amount of time for as a desktop and as a daily driver in my laptop and PCs, and installed various types of Linux distros in the devices. Next, sir. I do also have started writing the paper uh, with the with this. Hello.
How many papers you referred?
I have referred these four, sir. A competition between open source and proprietary software, and consumer welfare and microstructuring model of competition between open source and proprietary software, and forensic investigations user activities on Windows 7, and Ubuntu, which focuses on background tasks and telemetry happening in both of the operating systems and compares them, and also the pros and cons of Unix and Windows security policies.
Okay, thank you, Amshi.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, Kaushik, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready, sir.
Yeah, you can share your PPT, Kaushik.
Yes, sir, 1 minute. Sir, is it fine?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Bhaskar, sir. This is Kaushik, and I'm from Computer Science and Engineering. And today, my topic for Techno Carnival on cybersecurity. When it comes to abstraction, cybersecurity plays an important role in the field of information technology. In IT at present, cybersecurity playing a key role. Like many companies are expected to give maximum huge data to that particular protection cyber securities. So for the social platforms, whereas the personal information and the government and etc. person, they are giving the cyber security, like they are requested for the cyber security. So whereas the challenges is of cyber crimes is that to protect to avoid the cyber crimes, we are going to use that particular cyber security. Like it also mainly focus on the latest cyber security technologies, and mainly they will mainly the crimes, they are expected to scam the particular information of the particular company or particular databases which are stored in a particular protection which are presented on the cyber security. Like when we go to introduction, like in India, internet is growing day to day. Like there are two sides of a coin. Like when it comes to positive side, it is helping in a manner like avoiding different types of crimes and etc. So when it comes to the negative side, they are also having different types of crimes and etc things. uh, when it before going to the cyber security, let's go first. Let's discuss about the cyber crime. The cyber crime is nothing but cyber crimes which are having three types of hackings, like gray hat, black hat, and also white hat. Like whereas for white hat, they mainly focus on the government. It is official, like it is going to work for government. Like whereas the gray, whereas for gray hat, it will be like having it is neither and nor of. It helps government, and it is it also helps like black hat candidates. Like whereas the black hat is the most dangerous persons. They are going to sell all the information of the company and etc. things, and they'll sold to the web technology. They're going to sell in the uh, other persons, which only the 25% we know of the crime, and the 75% are scammed by the black hat people. Like so for to stop the reasons, the cybersecurity, the technologies which has protected they have accessed many types of and increasing security for a organizations. My white hats will be used to stop that black hats. So next, go to objectives. The cybersecurity's main objective is that ensure the data protection, like protecting the data against the attacks over the internet, mainly on the internet. Like when the unauthorized messages they are going to give, and the attacks will be delivered by the cyber criminals. And also these going to start, like we are having a triangle three related principle to protect the data. Like it is a shared triad. So it is C means it is a confidential, integrity and availability. So confidentiality is nothing but the protection of information of authorized clients, which them uh, to access the sensitive information, like the project secrets and etc. things will be uh, protected by the confidentiality and integrity. They will it will be maintaining the accuracy and completeness of the information. It is the integrity. And also availability, like it will store and it will help that of confidentiality and integrity. So when let's go to the elements of the cyber security, like network security and information security is a key. So when it comes to the application security is the principal key. So which adds security highlights inside applications. It's the application security. So when it comes to the information security, like information, as we discussed, shared, it considered as information security. Like they are also having the confidentiality, integrity and availability is that information security. Whereas for network security is the security given network from unapproved access, like uh, client to the server. Like in between they will have an unauthorized persons. So this network security will protect from that. So this is the elements of the cyber security. When it comes to the principle, when it comes to the principles of that economy of mechanism, like the principle state, the security mechanism should be simple as small as possible. Like it will find out design and implementations will be simple, and fewer possibilities will exist in further. Like when it comes to the uh, complete meditation, like the principle states that the security of the mechanism should not depend on the uh, de- design or implementation. So this is the principles. We can see that work factors and fail safe defaults. These are the principles. When it comes to applications, DDoS, distributed denial for service attacks. Like this is the application day to day. The if anything attack in between the unauthorized guys, so DDoS will be used for that. And whereas web firewalls and bots, when it comes antivirus, we can check that our laptops and etc things will be get virus. So these the thing, we will download unwanted the things into our laptop, so that antivirus and anti-manual will be installed in our laptops. So these are the applications. It will protect, like cyber security will protect from that. Like when it comes to the functionalities, basic network scan is nothing but like it's going like it's a world technology introduced recently. The network is known as the backbone of the telecommunication. So this is the basic network scan, whereas the malware scan is nothing but it's a process of understanding the behavior and purpose of suspicious files, like the which is not useful by the kinds of the company clients or different persons. So this is the malware. And whereas the drone detection, it is used in the air forces, like to capture the cameras and etc. Will be these are used in drone like in aeroplanes, like etc. things. These are the security tools which are used. Firewalls, antivirus softwares, and staff training, these are the security tools. So whereas the architecture design, low for applications will be, as we say, applications, and after applications there will be middleware. So in that middleware, no person after that middleware operating system, there will hacker will affect the lower security, so that the only kernel will be used to stop that hacking and etc. things. So next it will go reaches the hardware. So next thing, this is the architecture of that. Like advantages, it protect use in business, and people can work safely and improve confidence from the customers, and etc. things will be happen in this advantages. And whereas come disadvantages, it will be more expensive, like no in cloud we can see that private and public, like public, it will be low cost and it will be used by everywhere. And whereas the private, it can be accessed by only the particular person, so it is more expensive. It was not easy to use, like as it is confidentiality, it will be more secured, and different types of process will be present in between the storages, could be costly. Average, we can see that average users will be used this particular thing. And when it comes to conclusion, like technology is destructive only in hands of people, like the people are the main thing, like uh, people are like the cybersecurity is much, especially in this generation, more and more people are affecting with the cyber attacks. So our government and etc. things are providing some different types of cyber security to avoid that particular hackers, the black hackers. So, and also cybersecurity or helps in the terrorism, and this is the conclusion. And whereas in the for future enhancement, they will be like at particular day-to-day life, they have seen that enforcing password rules, like they have implemented many different types of kinds, updating regularly. In past it was not updated the mark. At present they are using VPNs, so that VPN and that particular instances will be having some particular password, so that it can be used only for daily basis. And it can be used the person only for the person. So this is the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kaushik. Any questions?
How did you relate your study for current system?
Sir,
how did you relate your study for
Yes, sir.
current technology or current system, current methods?
Sir, like at present we like if we working in present company, if I take a present company, like sir, we are going to have some instances, right sir? So for that instances, we are going to for delivering the data from client to the customer. So in between, we are going to use for particular persons, they will be having some particular instances, right sir? So for that particular instances, the data will be sent only to the particular persons, not to the unexpected things will not happen to, as we discussed in the latest version. They have future enforcement, they have given different types of password related, and also different types of implementation are made, sir. So it's a use in that way, sir. Regular updating and different types. Sir.
Thank you very much, Kaushik.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Next, Grishma, are you ready, ma?
Yes, sir.
So I have please share your screen.
Sir, Sanjay will share the screen. I will tell.
Sanjay, please share the screen, ma.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Uh, Good afternoon, Bhaskar sir, Naresh sir, Nasimara sir, and all the staff members present. So, I'm Grishma, fourth year CSE. So, my project is based on noticing missing child using machine learning algorithms. So, if we go over introduction or overview of this project, India is one of the most populous country, putting taking China as the most populated country. India takes the second place as the second most populated country. So the main problem is that there are many children who go missing every year. So in a survey, it is taken that almost there are 1 lakh people who go missing in every year, and in that 55,000, that means almost half of the children who go missing are untraced or untracked. And it is said that if a child goes missing, the critical time is of 48 hours. If the possibility of them available in that 48 hours is much more precious, after 48 hours it will be more complex that finding those children will be more complicated. And it is mostly said that if the children is not available within the 48 hours, then he might not be saved from them. So these missing childs can be kidnapped, or they can be child trafficking or anything. So, and also almost in an average, we are like having 174 children who go missing every day. So this is one of the most biggest issue that we can consider, because India has the most it has the youth population more. So we have to like save this in order to like grow in future. So this is the main problem statement of our project. So we are taking this as we can like introduce a technological aspect so that we can find a better approach to find these children. So yeah.
In the existing system, first normally the children, if any child was missing, usually they report in the police stations. The child missing from one region, they may be found in another region or another state for different reasons, by human trafficking or missing cases. So even if the child is found, it is very difficult for the people to identify him or her from reporting cases. So here we have a framework and methodology for developing a tool for tracing missing child. It was totally described here. So the recent photographs of the children given by parents at the time of reporting cases is saved in the respiratory. If the child is missing at one time, they will be found another places or another region for various reasons. So normally the existing system which has having just reported by the police cases.
Disadvantages of the existing system is actually here we uh, complaint to the children, missing children is the physically happened in police station. That's why missing children identification is compared to the other faces recognition system is very challenging. And not only that, NGOs are also estimates the missing children is much higher. It's not possible to give the missing child cases in police station is not happened to. Uh, that's why we implement the proposed system. Advan
So, yeah, as we have seen in the existing system, it is mostly the process that we follow when a child goes missing. The parents go to the police station, give the FIR, provide the police a few photographs regarding the children. So the police will start investigating this in a very normal approach. So in the proposed system, what happens is we are like providing a website where they can store the details of the missing child, and there will be two users. One will be the public, one more will be the admin. So what public does is that public will upload a picture when he or she sees a missing child in a normal, in around somewhere in their neighborhood or somewhere. If he sees or if he sees something suspecting child, then he takes that photograph and uploads into this website. So what admin does is admin takes that data and he verifies if that data is really correct or not, if there is any person that is relevant to this photograph, and he does few background checks to verify if that is if the child really got missing or if there is somebody else who's pretending there is. So all this background check happen in admin, and admin will have the all rights to get the communication between the parents and the uh, public who uploaded that picture. So then these uploaded pictures, they will be compared by the machine learning algorithms, which include the VGG16 and ResNet50. So by using these algorithms, we compare the features of the photographs. So we compare the data set which is available with the admin, and we compare the data that is given by the public. We compare these two. If this matches, then we'll consider that okay, the child who who was being missing is found, and this and the respective officer will inform to the parents. So yeah, this is the proposed statement that we'll be following. Coming to the advantages of this.
Advantages of the proposed system is we
Change this slide.
actually we improved in this a deep learning architecture. Constraint is designed here. This proposed system is comparatively easy to the compared to the fingerprints or iris recognition systems. And in this project, we implemented the Resonance 50 and VGG 16 with accuracy of the CNN. And hardware and software requirements is system
Please
Intel Core
conclude
i5
your
and hard
project.
disk
Bro.
20.
Hey, conclude your project.
Conclude the project. Okay. So the conclusion of this project is that we will be able to recognize a person who's gone missing even after ages. Like if a person got missing at 5 years and he appeared after 10 years, then also we can compare the features through using deep learning algorithms. By comparing the features, we can like exactly compare the features, and we can recognize that. Like in human, we cannot like compare as accurate as a machine. So the accuracy of by using the machine learning, we can compare and we can find the child.
So that's it. Over. Yeah. Yeah. One question to all of you. See, there are already many face recognition methods already existing using machine learning or
Yeah.
whatever. What difference is there from the existing methods and your VGG face model?
Okay. So and CNN is the one of the basic algorithm for facial extraction system. Like it is a basic thing. So VGG is one of the advanced or one of the it is introduced after on CNN. It is a upgrade of CNN, we can say. It will have a more layers, like it will have 50 layers, so it has more advantage than CNN. So what we do is that we what we do is we'll compare the algorithms, and we'll compare CN algorithms, and we'll take the best accurate one, so that it gives the most accurate result.
So you said that if anybody is there, they will be outside, they will be seeing and they will be uploading the photos of the missed children, right? So it will be.
Hello, sir.
Is it audible, ma?
Is it
You are saying that
clear, sir?
public will be uploading the images, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hello.
So you are saying that we will compare with the database.
Yes, sir.
Where did you get that database? I mean, from where you are gathering the database?
Previous database was gathered from the missing child police station, police cases and all.
So database is that. Okay. So admin will have a database of children who are already missing. Like these data can be collected from the actual original police FIR reports. Okay. And the public, they will upload another data. That is a public data set. So this public data set is compared with the admin data set to match if there are any suspected children. Okay. Admin is the one who will be having the actual data set, or you can say the ultimate power. He will actually take data from the actual FIRs or the photos provided by the police station, or yeah, that is what the data set comes from. And apart from that, we will be giving the training for the algorithms with to extract features with a separate data in order to train the algorithm.
Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you, my dear team. Thank you very much. Thank you, great Sanjay. Sanjay, thank you. Thank you very much. You can leave.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Can we leave the meet, sir?
Yes, you can leave, ma.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Have a great day.